KNUCKLEDRAGGER Studios presents Longtime, First Time, Episode 3, The Curse of Wolf Bluff.
I didn't know you took your coffee. Hopefully that's alright.
It's fine.
Look, I know it's been quite the night, but do you think you could walk me through what happened?
It was late. I was up in my room at my aunt's house when I heard the back door open and then slam shut.
Were there any other girls home?
No. Right now it's just me and Fiona in the house. She works at the radio station.
Yeah, I know Fiona. Has a kind of Wednesday Addams vibe going on. She works with my wife.
Yeah. Gives me the creeps.
Yeah, she's an acquired taste. The first time she came by my house, sorry, didn't mean to get us off track. So, it's late, and you hear the door open and slam shut.
Yeah. It startled me, so I went downstairs to see what was going on. The sink was still running, and the candle my aunt keeps in the parlor was still burning, but she wasn't there. Marjorie never leaves candles burning in the house without someone in the room. The whole place is a tinderbox. It's even in her rule book when we sign our lease. So I walked over to the back door and looked out the little window carved in it, and that's when I saw her walking to the woods alone. But it was like something else was controlling her.
How do you mean?
My aunt has a very particular way of walking, kind of proud. She keeps her shoulders back and her nose up. But tonight it was like she was an animal. She sort of lumbered towards the woods.
It's here. Oh, poor girl. Oh, it's here. Oh, where is it?
She turned to face me, and it was like I was staring at someone I didn't know. Her eyes were rolled in the back of her head, and there was blood running from her nose to her upper lip, and her teeth were bared, like an animal that was suddenly realizing it was cornered. Aunt Marjorie, what are you doing out here?
I had to find her.
Are you okay?
What? How did I get here?
Auntie, we're not supposed to be here.
The girl. There was a girl.
What girl?
I don't know. God, my head. Oh, my hands.
Let me take a look. Shit, were you digging? Oh, and your nose. Oh my God.
What is it? Are those bones?
We need to leave. Come on. Easy does it.
Call the police, Stephanie.
It's the woods, Auntie. The police don't go into the woods.
They will for this.
You're scaring me. How do you know?
Just make the goddamn call, Stephanie.
It was Marjorie. Well, Stephanie, really. She's the one who made the call to the station. She told us she followed Marjorie out into the woods because, well, I mean, you know how they are at night.
Marjorie? Damn. I guess it makes sense. The woods are practically in her backyard. I'm just surprised your deputies went out into the woods at night.
Yeah, ever since this whole Bring Us Peace campaign started, the mayor has been breathing down our necks to do more than daytime retrieval after the fact.
How would Ted take that?
Oh, he's on board. I mean, you know Ted. He's as much of a politician as he is a cop. He's up for re-election this year.
Yeah, that stands to reason. Looks good to the community.
Exactly. Truthfully, it'll be good to do some honest police work for a change.
What, is fishing raccoons out of the walls of Dave's motel not glamorous enough for you anymore?
You know he called me earlier, right?
Jeez, what was it this time?
He found animal bones on the sidewalk outside of his motel, and he is sure that the youths are summoning the devil.
You know, Tom, there's this thing called voicemail.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So Marjorie stumbles upon some bones in the woods, and Wolf Bluff's finest are suddenly all over it. I just want to know what possessed her to go out there in the first place.
I mean, whatever it was, Marjorie claims she has no memory of leaving her house. She was still in her slippers and pajamas when we arrived outside the woods.
This town.
She mentioned needing to find a girl.
A girl? What, like one of the girls that lives at the house?
I mean, I'm guessing so. I'm planning to stop by there tonight to ask her some more questions. She was in no shape to really answer much of anything last night.
Did she say who this girl was, or what she looked like?
The one she was looking for? No, but, you know, like I said, she wasn't able to say much of anything of use last night. Why?
No reason. Just curious.
Uh-huh.
What?
You know, I can see the gears turning, Kit.
What gears? There are no gears.
Kit, come on.
It's nothing. I'm really genuinely curious. People go missing in the woods all the time, and for some reason, at least one of the people who disappear each year rented a room at Marjorie's boarding house.
Well, we'll know more once our tests come back. We sent the remains off to a lab in Bridgeport last night.
Tom?
Yeah?
Were there, Did you find a skull with the remains?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was pretty badly caved in, but it was there.
Oh, God.
I know. Horrific.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get over to Marjorie's. And, Kit, try and keep all of this under your hat for a bit. We don't want people to start throwing around theories or getting freaked out.
Yeah, of course. I need to get to the station. I'll see you for breakfast.
I will be there.
Kid, how are you?
Hey, Suzanne. Hey, have you talked to Marjorie lately?
Not since she came by my booth at the farmer's market last weekend. Why? Did something happen?
She found something in the woods.
Oh.
I know.
Marjorie knows better than wander into the woods. I mean, honestly, whatever is in there is way more afraid of her than she is of it. But still, what did she find?
Human remains.
Well, that's not too unusual.
Maybe. But she knew who they belonged to, and she thinks whoever it was might have led her there to find them.
As in, she was possessed?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm guessing you're calling me because you want me to go talk to her about all this.
I normally wouldn't, but I think she's the woman I saw at the station the other night.
What makes you think that?
Her skull. It was caved in.
I see.
Tom's heading over there right now to ask her some questions, but could you head over afterward? I have a feeling she'll be a little more open with you.
I'll do what I can, dear.
Great. Thank you, Suzanne.
Of course.
I need to go, but I'll stop by the house soon, okay? I love you.
I love you too, dear. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
So, this is really happening then?
It looks that way. The mayor's been up my ass since the rally on the square a few months ago.
Do they not understand how dangerous those woods are at night? This isn't new information.
It's not, but it's gotten to where we can't just ignore it or treat it as rules are rules anymore.
So, what does that mean for you?
It means we're going to do some good old-fashioned police work.
When was the last time that Wolf Bluff P.D. actually solved a case relating to the woods?
It's been a while. But what we do know is that sometimes the bodies in the woods aren't from people who were killed by something in there. Sometimes those bodies started somewhere else and were just buried there. Remember Gordon Link from the early 90s? abducted a couple of kids from the elementary school and dumped their bodies in the woods.
You were the arresting officer. Of course I remember.
If it looks like a human was responsible for this, we will investigate. If not, we go back to the drawing board.
Mr. Bullock?
Son of a bitch. What is it, Ryan?
Cliff Billings is here. He's on the show tonight and wanted to speak with you before he gets set up. Oh, hi, Sheriff Bullock. What are you doing here?
I was just leaving. Mike, I'll see you at home. Oh, and the weather guy says there's a pretty nasty storm rolling through. Make sure you've got your chains, just in case. Love you, Bully.
Yeah. Love you too.
Bully? Is that short for Bullock?
He thinks I look like a bulldog.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Should I send in Mr. Billings?
Yeah, sure. Send him in.
Mike! So good to see you!
Cliff. Kit mentioned you were on the show tonight. I guess I didn't know she meant you'd actually be here.
Live and in studio. Your listeners are gonna love it.
Love might be a bit strong. Have you gone over everything with Rex and Kit?
I was just heading that way. I figured I'd poke my head in and say hello first. Didn't expect to see your hubby here.
Don't call him that. It makes my skin crawl.
My apologies. Just trying to be friendly. It's late. Loose lips, right?
I need to get another cup of coffee. Why don't you head on down to the studio and make sure they've got you all set for the night?
Of course. Good seeing you, Mike.
Cliff, you'll sit here. Rex will be across from you.
Perfect. I brought visual aids, just in case. I heard rumors that you were thinking of putting the show on YouTube.
Oh, did you?
Don't look at me.
Who else should I look at?
I mean, it might have slipped out whenever I was setting this up.
Ryan, all communication was via email. How do things slip out in an email?
It's fine, Mrs. Greenville. I was being presumptuous.
I'm gonna go get everyone some coffee from Hank's.
Yeah, you do that.
Kit, Rex called. He's running behind tonight. He said he'd be here in 15.
Typical. Cliff, why don't you get settled in? Is there anything you need from us?
No, I'm just fine.
Come on, Ralphie. You say meet at 10, that means 10. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No, not tonight. Oh, no goddamn way. She's standing directly in front of me. And for the first time, I can see her face clearly. She's young, probably mid-20s. Her auburn hair is matted to her face, and the left side of her skull's partially caved in, giving her a lopsided, pained expression. She reaches a hand out to me, her mud-covered hands groping hopelessly at my collar. Who are you? What do you want from me? What do you think I can do? I feel my knees buckle underneath me, my heart pounding in my ears, and the world starts to cave in on me as I lose consciousness.
Rex. Hey, Rex.
I'm lying on the ground next to the back entrance of St. Vincent's Church. Ralphie's standing over me.
You okay, Rex? Look like you've seen a ghost.
You have no idea. I stand to my feet and prop myself against the wall. I feel the back of my head. I'm bleeding.
I hate to even ask. Have you been drinking?
No, Shit. Ralphie, you're a pretty open-minded guy, right?
I try to be. It's the 21st century, after all.
What are your thoughts on ghosts?
You know, I knew this would come up eventually.
What?
It's Wolf Bluff, Rex. There's always something.
Do you remember that woman I told you about the other night? The one outside the gas station?
I do.
She was just here. Like, right before you got here, she was standing where you are now, repeating my name over and over again.
Must have missed her.
Now you're making fun of me. I know how this sounds.
Rex, remember who you're talking to. Remember where you are.
Yeah. Wait, what time is it?
It's 10:45.
No, that's not. It was just 10. I need to get to the station.
Rex, the next time you see her, tell her you're listening.
What?
The dead need someone to hear what they have to say.
Yeah. I'll remember that. Dear listeners, tonight, you are in for a very special episode of The Witching Hour. Joining us in the studio tonight is your friend and mine, Mr. Cliff Billings from the Wolf Bluff Historical Society.
Thank you for having me, Rex. It's great to be here.
Cliff, Kit tells me you've brought some very spooky mementos from our little town's past with you tonight.
That's right, Rex. I know your listeners can't see what I'm about to show you, but I hold in my hands the diary of Winston Wolf, our founder, Samuel Wolf's middle son.
You know, I was the middle child in my family.
Were you?
Well, who can be sure? My dad was a lot like a farmer, always sowing his wild oats. I was the middle child in my immediate family, at least.
Charming. Well, Winston Wolf may have been the black sheep of his family, but he was also its most studious and vigilant historian. In fact, most of what we know about the founding of Wolf Bluff comes from his writings.
So what are you going to share with us tonight, Cliff?
We are going to be talking about the founding of our town and how, like most significant events in the history of our corner of the country, it was bathed in blood and darkness.
Settle. Settle, everyone. Settle, damn you. We are a young community in this state. Having braved a bitter winter and civil unrest, we are just now beginning to regain a sense of normalcy and safety for our citizens. And as the good book says, we must separate the wheat from the chaff. The families that stand before you are chaff that must be separated from our community. These three families, the Wolfs, Chesters, and Malcolms, have brought with them a darkness that cannot abide in our town. They are a danger to our families, our crops, and most importantly, our souls. In a few moments, we will see them exiled from our community, never to set foot in Boston Mills again for the promise of death by hanging.
August 22nd, 1829. My family, along with the Chesters and Malcolms, were forcibly exiled from the community of Boston Mills, Ohio. My father, Samuel Wolf, offered no objection, only a slight smile of which I was the sole witness. We were allotted 1/2 hour to gather any belongings we saw fit to join us on our travel southward, and then escorted to the town border, where we were reminded that should we return, we would find our final resting places hanging by the neck in the gallows. My father and the other patriarchs of the family said nothing and merely turned towards the impending path and led us onward. Isn't that delicious? Our three founding families exiled from their homes and sent into the unknown.
Yeah. Absolutely scrumptious.
This guy gives me the creeps.
Rex, Cliff, can we get back to it?
Yes, of course. Let me skip ahead. October 27th, 1829. Autumn has arrived, and so have we in this new unknown place. We have been walking for weeks, never settling for too long, as Father Roland Chester and Harris Malcolm seem to be guided by some force to continue farther south. We are all exhausted, seemingly plagued by a shared dream of lanterns lighting a path to a derelict mine carved into the mouth of a cave. I feel like every day is some kind of waking sleep. My older brother Wallace, along with the other oldest sons in our party, has been conferring with the three patriarchs nightly since our journey began. I'm not sure what is discussed, but whatever it is seems not to concern the rest of us. Tonight, however, I intend to eavesdrop and discern what it is they speak of when the rest of us have retired.
Tonight marks the beginning of the end of our journey. For when we awaken, we will begin our final passage to our ultimate destination.
And where's that, Father?
Just outside these woods lies a small mining town known as Beaufort. That will be our new home. They are a small community of only 600 souls.
Barely a town at all. More of a hamlet.
Maybe, Roland. but they will be the perfect start for the next generation of our families. Now, with that, I shall retire to my tent. Gentlemen, if you'll join me for our nightly conference.
The men headed toward the small makeshift tent Father had fashioned some 20 yards from the fire. My mother and younger sister took their own shabby tent, followed shortly after by the remaining members of the families. I laid down next to the fire, as I always did, and waited until the men were out of sight. Carefully, I rose from my place and, keeping low and to the ground, made my way to Father's tent and positioned myself closest to the back wall of the structure. I could just barely make out the words being spoken within.
Tonight will be the last conference in this tent. For tomorrow, we start afresh.
Samuel, are we sure Buford is the best place for our families? There's very little there at all. How are we to provide a life for our wives and children?
I'm with Roland. It's a pass-through town.
Do you know what we are sitting on right now in these woods? Beneath our feet is an elaborate system of caves, filled with resources that will not only fill our bellies, but fill our pockets. But that is not why I've gathered all of you here tonight.
Then why, Father?
Tonight is to be my confession, my son.
Confession?
Yes, Harold. I'm afraid I have misled all of you as to the truth behind our exile from Boston Mills.
Good God, Samuel.
Please, Harris. It's time they knew.
Time we knew what? Father, what are you talking about?
Wallace, Harold, Thomas. You are the eldest sons of our party, and as such it is your responsibility to usher in the next generation of Wolfs, Chesters, and Malcolms into our new community. However, your greatest responsibility is to remember that there is something greater than yourselves. Something greater than all of us, really.
I leaned in closer to the wall of the tent. I needed to hear every word breathed among the group. However, my own curiosity betrayed me.
We are not alone. Harris, would you? Winston, of course.
Father, I'm sorry, I just...
It is of no consequence. You are the next eldest son in our party. It might be beneficial for you to be privy to what I was going to share with the others. Now, if there's no one else out there eavesdropping, I shall proceed. The lot of you have grown up with the Bible as your guide in life. You have been led to believe that God has been and always will be, and that may be true. But God is not the only entity that supersedes time and space. No. Quite the opposite.
What are you saying, Father?
Patience, Wallace. Patience.
Samuel, just tell him.
We haven't all night.
There are forces in this world that have decided to work in our favor. Forces that have always been, and as long as we serve them, will always be.
What are you saying?
Who and what we serve has no name. Or at least no name that we can even say or comprehend. It is an ancient being that is neither malevolent nor benevolent, merely curious. In its wake it brings both action and reaction, pain and pleasure, death and rebirth.
I'm not sure I follow. Perhaps you should see a doctor once we reach Buford, Mr. Wolf?
Silence, the both of you.
No. It is quite all right. How does one describe what is indescribable? Wallace, Winston, all of you, have you ever been sick? No, of course not. I've been sick. In fact, when I was a young man one winter, I found myself on a hunting trip with my father. We became separated, and by the time night fell, I knew finding my way back to our camp was a passing delusion. Instead, I sought shelter in the mouth of a cave somewhere deep in the woods. I only had the clothes on my back and my rifle. My attempts to start a fire were foiled at every turn. Eventually, I resigned myself to the inevitability of freezing to death. As I drifted off to sleep in the mouth of the cave, I heard a voice. A whisper, really.
My father proceeded to recount his encounter with a winged creature of impossible stature and blinding radiance and terror. My father parted his hair at his scalp and pointed to an ovoid scar.
This is its mark. When it touched me, I saw everything that was, is, and will be. I felt the blood dripping from my eyes and nose and could only scream as the images brought me to my knees. These scars, around here and here, are self-inflicted. They are from when I tried to claw the thoughts out of my mind.
How old were you when you encountered this thing?
The Unspeakable One is no mere thing. It is a god, and it chose me. It saved me from the cruelty of God's winter. Every ounce of prosperity, good fortune, and cosmic favoritism is because of its will. When the Wilsons' crops withered and died due to blight, our crops, growing a stone's throw away, remained healthy and vital.
When the fever found its way to our town, our family saw no casualties.
Our families have never known want. While others starved, our bellies were full.
Roland and Harris, please, show them the mark.
Each of the men parted their hair in the way my father had, revealing the same ovoid scar.
I am sure you boys have questions, and we will do our best to answer them, but
If this Unspeakable One is so powerful and has blessed our families, then why were we exiled from our community? Why have we been traveling for weeks, barely eking by?
it came to all of us in a dream of darkness and cold, but of promise. The Unspeakable One desires a temple hidden deep beneath the earth, but where it can be felt by all who tread upon it.
The caves.
Yes, Wallace.
Then why didn't it stay in the cave in Ohio?
We do not ask questions of the Unspeakable One. We merely listen and obey.
A great wickedness has descended upon Boston Mills. The Unspeakable One cannot be in the presence of wickedness, Harold.
Then the 600 souls in Buford are pure?
Pure enough.
Those that are not will be reconciled.
Where is it?
What?
Where is the Unspeakable One? How do we know any of this is even true? How do we know that you've not just gone mad?
Watch your tongue, boy.
Winston, you have been having the same dream as everyone else, haven't you? The one with the mouth of the cave? Tell me, have you heard the voice?
What?
The voice coming from inside the cave, the one that beckons you to come closer.
No.
Your brother has heard it. Harold, Thomas, the women, they've all heard it.
That's...
Yes, the Unspeakable One knows you, Winston. It has always known you, even before you drew your first breath outside your mother's womb. It is in your dreams, your mind, and your body, and soon you will see as we have seen.
My father led us through the woods, towards a cave nearly a mile from our camp. As we approached, a deep pit developed in my stomach, and all I could think about was how desperately I wanted to run. The air felt thick, as if someone was slowly tightening the grasp around my throat.
This is it.
My father turned to us. Roland and Harris made their way next to him and stood solemnly as he detailed what was about to transpire.
Tonight, you will encounter something that the human mind was never meant to see or comprehend, but something that has chosen to bless our families with its power and its will. I must warn you, this experience will feel like life and death have converged in your minds and bodies. But when it is over, you will be renewed.
With that, my father and the other two patriarchs walked into the mouth of the cave, disappearing into its darkness. Wallace, Harold, and Thomas shared a look and followed after them. I stood at the cave's entrance, my feet feeling as if they had become lead. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest and my mouth lose all of its moisture. I turned to run, but as I did, I heard a voice in the darkness of the cave. As I was drawn into the cave, I traveled deeper and deeper into the seemingly endless darkness. I found my father and the others sitting on the floor of the cave, facing a pit that seemed to have no end to its depth. The otherworldly silence that had descended upon us was soon broken by the sound of wings flapping.
The unspeakable one approaches.
The flapping of wings intensified, soon followed by a horrific, sludgy thud, seemingly coming from the pit. The deafening sound of something rapidly ascending overtook all of us. I could hear Harold Chester begin to cry. Before us was a beast of impossible stature. Its head, grotesque and covered with tentacles and 8 glowing yellow eyes, faced us as its seemingly rotten wings kept it afloat above the pit. In an instant, I felt myself fall to my knees, my mind suddenly aflame with visions of what must have been the future. Men killed by their own kin, women dying in childbirth, flying machines ramming into tall buildings, children in squalid conditions being neglected by armed guards, disease, famine, societal collapse, and fire. Dear God, so much fire. I clawed at the base of my skull, screaming at the top of my lungs until I could feel blood rising to my throat. The agonizing screams of the people in my visions eventually drowned out my own. And then, it was over. I found myself standing in a meadow, a warm breeze lapping against my face. I could smell the newness of springtime. I felt a woman's hands caress the back of my neck, her fingers wandering upwards through my hair and onto the crown of my head. And then I felt it. A caustic, burning agony engulfed my body. I watched as the flesh melted off my bones until I was nothing but a bloody heap on the ground. I awoke in my bedroll back at our camp. It was morning, and I could hear the sound of my mother and sister preparing our morning meal as Roland, Harris, and my father plotted the day's itinerary over mugs of coffee. I stirred and immediately felt a searing pain coming from the crown of my head. I traced a smooth avoid scar with my finger. I looked over at my father, who merely nodded.
Winston, come now. Mustn't sleep the day away. There's much to do.
And with that, we need to take a quick commercial break.
Everyone needs a little pit stop on the road of life. Hi, I'm Hank Levon, owner and proprietor at Hank's Convenience Store out on Route 147. We are Wolf Bluff's premier convenience store and have been serving the community for 100 years. We got the cheapest gas in town, all the last minute groceries you need to make the perfect meal, and the best prices on cigarettes and beer. And as always, remember, the woods are theirs, the town is ours, but Hank's is for all.
Look, I know how uncomfortable these sorts of things are, Marjorie. Especially after last night.
Tom, have you ever lost time?
I'm sorry.
You know, you're doing one thing 1 minute, and the next you're on your knees, covered in dirt, staring down at a hole in the ground.
Well, not since I pledged Beta Alpha Delta in college, but...
You're cute, Tom. But I ain't in the mood for cute.
Right. Sorry, I tend to make jokes when I'm uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable? Do I make you nervous, Tom?
You know, I can't believe that candle's still burning. I mean, I haven't been over here since that potluck you and Suzanne threw it back in,
That was 10 years ago, Tom. That candle was here the last time you came around, and you made a comment about it then, too.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Listen, Marjorie, I'm just trying to do my job here. Look, I understand you're probably a little shaken up, but...
I'm gonna stop you right there. We knew what we were doing when we decided to buy a house a stone's throw from these woods.
You mean you and your late husband?
No, me and my pool boy. Yes, me and my late husband. God rest him. We knew what we were doing. What I didn't know was how I would feel after someone decided to take my body for a leisurely stroll in those woods after dark.
You said you knew who those remains belonged to. Or at least you thought you did.
I don't know what I said. I wasn't in my right mind when we made that phone call.
Of course. I just mean... Were you expecting someone?
Oh, God.
Marjorie! Marjorie, honey, it's me. It's Suzanne. I stopped by Hank's and picked something out for you on the way over.
Shit.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, Tom, I was wondering if you were here. Saw the squad car outside.
Yeah, Suzanne, can you just give us a minute? We're kind of in the middle of something here.
Actually, you know what? It's good she's here. She actually has some experience with this shit.
Oh, is this about
the whole me being possessed by some dead girl? Yeah, it's about that.
Well, I was hoping it would be just us girls when we had that discussion, but Tom is family, so why not?
Suzanne, this is an official police investigation. I really don't think it's appropriate.
Either she stays or I lawyer up. Richard Quill owes me a favor.
God, I hate that guy.
Me too. I'd hate to get him involved.
Fine. She can stay.
Thank you, Tom. So, Marjorie, do you want to talk about what happened?
Last night, I was doing the dishes, listening to the witching hour, when I started feeling really cold, like more than just a chill or goosebumps. I felt like my kitchen had suddenly become a meat locker. I turned off the water, and when I looked up, I caught my reflection in the window above the sink, but it wasn't just me. Behind me was... Oh, God.
Take your time, dear.
Behind me was this girl. Her head was bashed in. So much that I couldn't see her face clearly, but something about her seemed familiar. And that's when I noticed that my nose was bleeding. The next thing I know, I'm on all fours, bent over a shallow grave in the woods. It's lucky that Stephanie saw me wandering off.
She lives upstairs, right?
Yes.
Is she home right now?
No, she's at a party in the warehouse district.
Tonight? It's a Wednesday, and there's a snowstorm forecasted.
Jesus, Tom, were you ever young?
I'm 36.
Suzanne.
Tom, why don't you make us some coffee?
But...
Tom.
Fine.
You know who those bones belong to, don't you, Marjorie?
Yeah, I do.
She lived here, didn't she?
Yes.
This is Tom? Yeah, got it. No, I'm with her right now. Yeah. Marjorie, does the name Rebecca Hooper ring a bell?
Yeah. She's the girl whose bones I found in the woods.
And we're back. If you're just now joining us, Cliff Billings from the Wolf Bluff Historical Society is live and in the studio with us tonight, taking us through the history of our town.
That's right, Rex.
Now, I don't want to be a naysayer, but you're telling me that there's this ancient, extra-dimensional entity living in the abandoned mines beneath our town.
That's how the story goes. Should I jump back in?
By all means.
September 13th, 1831. Today, my father, Roland Chester, and Harris Malcolm are dedicating the new town hall building in the square. Jebediah Hill, the mayor of Buford, fell ill shortly after the building was completed and is rumored to be on his deathbed. When we first met Mr. Hill, he was lively. In the nearly 2 years we have lived in Buford, he has undergone a drastic change in his appearance. Formerly portly and jovial, much like the depictions of St. Nicholas, he has become gaunt and pale, with a persistent wheezing cough usually preceding his entrance. My father has served as deputy mayor for the past year and is first in line to succeed him in the event of his death, which seems imminent. I can't help but wonder if the cause of his illness is not of this world.
Today is a monumental day for the town of Buford. With this new town hall, we will have a centralized meeting place for our citizens to come together and influence the future of our town. Since our arrival just under 2 years ago, you have welcomed us and cared for us as your own. Consider this our offering to our new home.
September 14th, 1831. Seemingly, as soon as the ceremony ended, we received word that Jebediah Hill had died. My father is to be sworn in his stead. February 3rd, 1832. The winter has been long and bitter for Buford. Ever since my father's installation as mayor, strange things have befallen the town. Men, women, and children who have ventured into the woods have disappeared. Local wildlife have found their final gruesome resting places on the doorsteps of many of the residents, gutted and mutilated, barely resembling their former states. In my gut, I know who, or rather, what, is responsible for these heinous acts. Perhaps the people of Boston Mills were right. We are a danger. March 21st, 1832. The full moon's brilliance is nearly drowned out by the eerie green glow that emanates from the woods of the edge of our town. The very woods that we, the Wolves, Chesters, and Malcolms, once passed through on our way to Buford. The same woods the unspeakable one now calls its home. My father has been taking nightly excursions to those woods, most likely to hold conference with the demon in the pit. Each night, he returns, his eyes bloodshot and swollen, his knuckles bloody and gnarled. I fear he is slowly being driven mad. You know it's responsible for all this, don't you?
Pruning, Winston.
What?
The unspeakable one is pruning this town. New growth cannot spread if it's constantly choked by weeds.
Do you hear yourself? Those are people you're talking about, Father.
Chaff, my son. Chaff. To be sorted from the wheat. Much like we were in Boston Mills.
Enough with the metaphors. This cannot go on.
In 2 weeks' time, this town will be as it should be. I shall not stand in the way of progress. And even more so, I will not stand in its way.
April 4th, 1832. Today, as spring makes itself known, my father reinaugurates the town once known as Buford as Wolf Bluff. He has also opened what he believes to be the town's catalyst for rebirth, a silver mine in the woods, not far from the mouth of the cave where the unspeakable one dwells.
Today, as we begin a new chapter in our town, I want to take this moment to impart some wisdom passed on to me. Our families have lost loved ones, trusted bestial companions, and perhaps, most of all, a sense of security over the past few months. It is no secret that something exists in the woods on the edge of our community. Last night, as I slept, I was visited by what I can only describe as a consort from the forces that exist outside our town. As a good Christian man, I can say with certainty that I was able to come to an understanding with this consort. In order to guarantee our safety, we must stay out of the woods after sundown. If we are successful in this, no harm will come to us. So hear me, citizens of Wolf Bluff. We must always remember, the woods are theirs, and the town is ours.
That was the beginning of our town's oldest adage, spoken by Samuel Wolf himself in front of the citizens of Wolf Bluff on that historic day. As far as we know, Winston Wolf went on to marry and have 3 children. While there's evidence that Winston lived a relatively normal life, on his deathbed, he claimed the town of Wolf Bluff would be cursed for eternity, and those who remained within its borders would be doomed. From what we know of his sons, his oldest died in the Civil War during the Battle of Franklin, His youngest married and moved to what is now Bridgeport. And his middle son went on to found the Wolf Bluff Historical Society, which now employs me, his great-great-grandnephew.
Well, I'll be damned, Cliff. I didn't know you were related to the founding fathers of our town.
I am! What can I say?
Hey, Rex, I just got a call from the weather service. We have a pretty serious snowstorm starting in the next hour.
Of course. Cliff, hold that thought. Thanks, Fiona. Do you have a dog?
No. Why?
Your shirt is covered in fur.
Let there be some mystery in your life, Rex.
People of Wolf Bluff, if you're listening, beginning around 3:45 a.m., the weather service has forecasted anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of snow. Avoid the bridge out of town if at all possible, since they are usually the first to freeze in this weather. If you're on the road, either get to your destination quickly or turn around. No school, yada yada yada. Listen, I'm not the weatherman. Just be smart, okay?
Turn around. Don't drown.
Cliff, whose show is this? Well, dear listeners, that's our show. As always, it's up to you to decide whether or not anything Cliff just said is true. Honestly, a cosmic monster living somewhere underneath our sleepy little town feels a little far-fetched, but what do I know? I'm just the voice inside your head, after all. Stay tuned for Rhapsody in Bluff coming your way next.
Great show, Rex.
Yeah, thanks.
You okay?
Yeah, just have a gnarly headache. I fell earlier when I was meeting my sponsor.
Your mysterious sponsor that none of us have ever met?
Ralphie's shy, what can I say?
Yeah, I bet.
Have you,
What?
Have you seen her since the other night?
Seen who?
Come on, Kit.
Oh, you mean...
Yes, I mean the girl walking around with her head caved in.
No. Have you?
Earlier tonight, while I was waiting for Ralphie.
What happened?
She said my name.
What?
She said my name, Kit. She knows who I am.
Shit.
Hey, what are you two still doing here?
What are you talking about?
Rex, you just made an announcement about a blizzard coming through. You both need to get out of here before it gets bad.
I think I can handle a little snow, Mike.
Yeah, and I have all-season tires on my Jeep. I'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey guys.
Kid, why are you still here?
I was going to work on some social media stuff for the show. I got some killer clips of Cliff telling a story tonight.
Ryan, I already know the answer, but is that a bean burrito from Hank's?
If you already know the answer, what am I supposed to say back?
It's a trap, Ryan. Run while you still can.
You know how I feel about those things here. They stink up the place. The entire hallway is going to reek like wet farts for hours. You know what? Maybe I will go home.
Now you've done it.
My timing is impeccable.
What the hell was that?
No goddamn way.
Mike?
Those were the locks they installed in the 60s. Industrial strength.
Why does a radio station have industrial strength locks?
This place was built in the 40s, right after World War II. During the Cold War, the town decided they should make every place a bomb shelter that could be one. I thought they were inactive. We've lost power before and they've never switched on.
What about the backup generator?
Yeah, a backup generator. We definitely have one of those.
You cheap son of a bitch.
So you're saying...
that until we get the power back, we're stuck here.
Longtime First Time is created by Austin Fields and produced by KNUCKLEDRAGGER Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. Longtime First Time, Episode 3, The Curse of Wolf Bluff, features Dan Calhoun as Rex McHattie, Kristen Fields as Kit Greenville, Dusty Dale Barker as Mike Bullock, Ryan Harris as Ryan, Kristen Ryder as Fiona Netswanger, Eve Petty as Stephanie, Taryn Prey as Suzanne, DeAndre Teagle as Ralphie, Noah Litton as Tom Greenville, Jar Robles as Ted Bullock, Ashley Wolf as Marjorie, Brandon Highfill as Cliff Billings and Winston Wolf, RJ Comer as Samuel Wolf, Nicholas Griffey as Roland Chester, Ty Leach as Harris Malcolm, Eric Fisher as Wallace, Harrison Hall as Thomas, AJ Shoemaker as Harold, and Austin Fields as the Mayor, Annabelle Fox as the Ghost. Sound design, mix, and score by KNUCKLEDRAGGER Studios. If you love the show, leave us a rating and a review, and follow us on social media at LTFTpod. Till next time, don't be shy. We're waiting for you.